Hey guys, welcome to my home. Normally I am very private and I've never shown this much of my living space to, anyone outside of family and friends, but this was just such a wonderful opportunity for me, a new chapter in my life, and I just felt like, I wanted to take everyone in to see what I've done in my new space, why I've chosen the things that I have, and really just what my inspiration has been around the different areas of my home. I definitely feel that in any room or any part of your house, it needs to have a story. And for me, as you guys know, I love traveling. And since we have not been traveling, I wanted to create a space that equaled what traveling meant for me. And I started to ask myself, why do I feel the need to travel? What does travel do for me? How do I feel when I'm, at these beautiful places and having these experiences? And the number one word that would always come up for me was escape. And not that I wanted to escape my life or that life was so bad, but it was, again, you're going on these adventures, you're seeing these new things. But the world is as it is right now. And I also, have spent a lot of time thinking about my life this year because, again, when you're sitting in the house, you have a lot of time to think. And one of the things that I wanted to really do this year is, as I focused on next year and what was to come, was to ask myself, what am I doing? What does it all mean? What do I want my life to feel like? And I realized that starts at home. And I want to create a life that I don't need an escape from. So I've taken the inspiration of my global travel, of all the wonderful things that I've done, and I've put them all into these walls. So I'm excited to show you guys each section of my home and what each piece means to me. I'm going to start with this glorious, glorious, glorious sofa. Partnering with HomeGoods has been a godsend on so many levels for me. It was one of my favorite places to shop long before I ever had the privilege or the blessing to work with them. I knew when I got this apartment that I needed a great sofa, but I didn't really have one in mind. I just knew I wanted something that was comfortable, and normally I'm a neutral girl. Give me the grays, the tans, the creams, just super, super neutral. And I, went to one of the other stores. I drove, it was about 30 minutes outside of Atlanta, and I got up early because I was like, I want to be there when they open the doors because I want to see everything first when it comes off the truck. And sure enough, I walked in and they were unwrapping a sofa. And the only thing that I saw first were the gold legs. And so, if you have not noticed around this house, I love me some gold and gold accents. So that made me stop. And so I was just sitting there waiting, and they started pulling the cardboard off of this sofa. And I was like, oh my God, I gotta have it. I have to have it. So this became the inspiration that was the jumping off point, honestly, for the entire house. I started looking at pieces of clothing that I had, places that I'd been, photos, trinkets, and built off of those feelings to create the space. So this room definitely is evocative of that feeling that I had in Thailand. You have the green, the textures with the cream, you see the plants here and the colors, and it feels very almost museum-ish, because one thing that I'll also say is that when I'm traveling, I love going to museums, and I wanted that feeling with the artwork. So you see I've created, museum corner and just all kind of different things. So I'm going on and on and on. Enough of that. Y'all girl, let me see this house. So let's take a look at the house. Inner sanctum. Welcome to my bedroom. This room definitely is channeling Miami, Rio, all of that very airy feel. And one thing that I will say that I always love about traveling is a good hotel room. And I have always wanted to recreate the perfect hotel room, bedroom, and I never quite have been able to do it until now. Started with, again, this great fluffy comforter that I actually layered with a second comforter to give that full I just like for beds to feel like that good heavenly, like just super fluffy, you just fall into it and just sink into the bed. So doing that layer. I love a white comforter. Don't despair if you love white like me, just throw it in the wash. You can always wash it, it comes out good as new. So started with that. What is a bed without, again, you have to have your good pillow. So these 3 pillows are from HomeGoods. I wanted to mix the colors and the textures in the room. So this is the faux fur, but even within the faux fur, you're going to see some design here that gives it a little, again, a little bit more visual interest. Then playing off the pattern, mixing with these turquoise and white stitching graphic pillows. I really like these because with this headboard, having this whole, you know, again, this iron, the iron working and the metal design, I wanted something that was a little mix of feminine, a little bit of masculine, so mixing the hard and soft. And that takes us to the yin and yang of the nightstands. So again, I love a museum gallery feel, but I didn't want a bedroom that felt very like matchy-matchy, like, okay, here's a bedroom set, just pick it up, drop it in your room, and here you go. I found these mirrored nightstands, which actually are a little bit larger. I don't know if you would really call this a chest or a nightstand. I'm making these nightstands, but they're great because, again, I needed as much storage as possible. You have 3 large drawers that I can use for, you know, anything from paper storage to extra clothing. I liked the mirrored appeal, but then the wood takes it down. Again, now I have the glass lampshades pulling in the gold accents because, again, I wanted the gold feel as you see throughout the house. Gold is my thing, but not making it like feel too gaudy or too matchy-matchy. So on each side, I found these really great prints, these canvas prints at HomeGoods, and one of the things that they're doing now that I actually really love is partnering with local artists and, you know, just different artists around the country to like give them an opportunity to see, like, for people to experience more of their art. And these pieces are actually from a female designer, and I want to say she's out of Austin. And I loved both of the prints because, again, I didn't want it to be so matchy-matchy, but I did love the feel and the, you know, the abstract like feel of both of them. And, you know, it's great again when you're talking to your friends about how you're putting things together. One of my good friends again was like, oh my God, it's like masculine and feminine. I was like, yes, I'm bringing in the feminine energy, and then we have some of the masculine energy over there. My favorite thing to have in a bedroom, fresh flowers all the time. They just, again, they do everything for my mood. If you want an instant pick-me-up, you can get them at any grocery store. These, I think I got these from Whole Foods, but my regular go-tos are Trader Joe's, Publix. Whole Foods have great little just bunches of flowers you can get when you're doing your groceries, and you'll be so surprised what it does to just perk up your mood. So I just love to have that on my nightstand. This is some rose quartz that I have next to me here because, again, I want to bring the love in. This is a picture of family and a nice small bedside candle that I got from HomeGoods as well. Now let me show you the rest of the room. Now, storage is not always sexy. I know it, but we need it. I found this really great 5-drawer chest at HomeGoods, and what I liked, again, I needed the storage, I needed something clean that also could just work with any number of different types of furniture, because I wasn't really sure when I was starting the room how it was gonna go, but this piece has been fantastic. I can put everything in here, and, you know, as a little tip, if you want over time, you could even change the hardware, you could spray paint the bottom, but I actually like the black because I feel like it just keeps it pretty neutral. The next thing that I always have to have are pieces of travel, family, and work with me. And this mini gallery wall are, again, frames from HomeGoods. Take the pictures. You can take any pictures from Instagram or your phone, print them out. You can do it at Walgreens. I think Shutterstock. You know, there's a whole bunch of like inexpensive ways to bring your memories to life. Like, don't let your memories live on your phone. Bring them to life. Print them out, frame them, and it makes, again, such a big difference in your room. This little piece here is one, again, it's like, this might be my favorite thing in my entire place. It was one of the last things that I found. I knew that I wanted some additional seating in my bedroom, but I didn't want it to feel so trapped and like so claustrophobic. But when I saw this bench, first of all, fun tip, storage, because again, storage isn't sexy, but it can be cute. I actually turned this bench into a love seat because, again, I wanted to hide some of the plugs, and by getting pillows, again, that keep that same kind of tribal Art Deco feel, you really make this look like a love seat. So you have a back, and so when people come over, they don't have to sit on your bed in their outside clothes. They can sit on your bench. So here we go, loving the bench. Again, bringing in more artwork. This is another local piece. This was a designer, this was an artist out of Austin, found it at HomeGoods as well. I just, again, love this print. So this is my bedroom.